Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. Look at the heel of your opposite foot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, Cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross and shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good Tai Chi posture, okay? Check yourselves on that. Relaxing your shoulders, feet apart, because we're going to be a golden cockerel. Dropping those shoulders, sinking your chest, tucking your butt, head straight up, even distribution of weight, 50-50. We're going to shift our weight to our left to be a golden cockerel, standing on its left. Up, center, out and to the side. Down, shift weight, center, up and to the side. Last set. Kicking out. 50-50, shift weight. Counterbalance, out. Last set. Holding our ball, root down. Good size of your ball, weight it down, out on an L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center, L, here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, out and to the side, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, center, L, bow stance, bow and arrow, stretch, sit back, sit down, pivot, good Tai Chi posture. Keep your body, head erect. Sit down, sit back, pivot. You're going to ward off. Turn the hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Hands go for the ride. Contact, center, push. Roll back. Spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot. Ball T, out and to the side, ward off. Turn the hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, look back. Turn, square contact, center, push, roll back. Make yourself small, get a good stretch. Sit down, sit back, pivot, apparently closing. In, embrace the tiger, up, rotate, pause, push out. Separate, drop your shoulders, make yourself small. As you lift up to close your form. Okay, let's do the 10 form now, okay? Still warming up. Good Tai Chi posture, grow a little taller. However it takes to grow a little taller, keeping your Tai Chi posture. Commencing form. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Rotate, deep breath. Reverse, make yourself small. Let your hands go for the free ride. Center, higher, glance open. Ear, turn, acknowledge that middle. Slide forward, slide back. Center, higher, open. Ear, turn, acknowledge, slide. T, parallel and higher, multitask. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist. Brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot. T, parallel, all together. Ear, hand, heel, turn hips and waist. Brush knee, make sure that that right hand is sitting to the side. Pivot, ball and T, out and to the side. Part the wild horse's mane, stretch. Sit back, sit down, pivot, firm down, T, out and to the side. Get a good stretch. Flip the hand and join it. Sit back, sit down. 12 o'clock, middle. 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, flip meet, close your hands. Cloud hands, middle. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, open, middle. Flip the hands, middle. Close the stance. Middle, open, middle, only flip meet, center, up, golden cockerel, down, center, up, down, cross, and out. And in, and shift weight up and out. Holding our ball on a T stance, we're going to ward off. Turn the hips and waist, set up your hands, sit down, sit back. Hands go for the ride. Contact, push at the center. Separate and roll back. And spiral forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, hold your ball, out and to the side, push him away, give me my space, turn your hips and waist, drag down the bird's tail, look back, contact, center, push, roll back, spiral forward, sit down, sit back, pivot, pivot open, pivot in, brace the tiger, rotate your hands, pause, push out. Drop your shoulders, make yourself small as you close your form. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is Yang 24, okay? Let's see it in its entirety. And then let's zero in on certain movements that we want to practice, okay? So just follow as best you can. This is your journey, this is your challenge, okay? Yang 24, commencing form, shift weight, open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hands rotate, deep breath, elevate, drop your shoulders, make yourself small as you commence. T stance, holding your ball. Part the wild horse's mane. 1, stretch. Sit back, sit down. Pivot out. Hold your ball. L stance, bow stance. 2. Sit back, sit down. Pivot out. Hold the ball. L stance, final parting of the wild horse's mane. Half step forward, hold your ball, spin your ball to the right as you lift up your right hand, lift up your left foot, point it down, white crane spreads its wings, and sit on your back foot. Drop your front foot, bisect your body, come down to the dantian area, look back at your back hand, you're going to multitask. Ear, heel, hand, lift that front foot as you brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, you're doing a Tai Chi walk out. Balance by parallel and higher, bring out the heel, turn the hips and waist, brush knee, 2. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee, final. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot to its toe, set it on its heel, play your lute. We're going to repulse the monkey. Drop your front foot, center your front hand, look at your back hand that's higher. As you put your weight on the back foot, you're going to lift your front foot, bring the hand to the ear, put it to its toe, then its heel, pivot on the ball of your foot as you repulse the monkey. 1, center, look at the back hand, lift, ear, toe, heel. Acknowledge that center, repulse of the monkey, 2. Center, up higher, lift, ear, toe, heel, repulse of the monkey, 3. Center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel, repulse of the monkey, final. Hold your ball on a T-step. You get to ward off, out and to the side, turn the hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail. Is that right? Sit back, sit down, push, separate, roll back, roll up and forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, center yourself by holding your ball on a T, out on an L, ward off. Turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square contact, center, push, separate and roll back, and roll up and forward. Sit back, twist, T, cup, out and to the side, single whip. Sit down, sit back, pivot, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Cloud hands, middle. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Middle or cup at 12. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands and open. Middle. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Middle. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open. Middle. Flip the hands, close. Middle, look at the backhand, hook it at 3 or 2 o'clock. Sweep across your face, out into the side on a L stance, second single whip. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, up with your front foot. You're going to pat your horse, don't worry about it. Cross at the wrist, step out with your left heel, gather up the energy, center with a cross, kick out in line, pull it in, drop gently on your heel, look through a double punch. Sit back, pivot that front foot, turn to the clock wall, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out, pull in, hook, toe, serpent in the grass. Set, shift your weight up, golden cockerel. What you do on one side, you must do on the other side. Serpent, down, pivot to the right, set, shift your weight, golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee, down, hold your ball, out with your right heel, maiden shuttles on her right. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, shuttle on her left. Half step to the back with your right foot. Set up your hand, bend the back knee to the bottom of the seat to find that needle. One hand up, two hands up with your foot, extend, flash your arms like a fan. These are all terrifically hard movements. Sit back, sit down, on your toe, deflect to the right as you parry and then punch. Touch, open your fingers, roll back. Roll forward. We are apparently closing. Everybody knows this. Sit back, twist, open, in. Embrace the tiger as you shift your weight up and rotate. Pause, push out. As we make ourselves small, as we close our form. Okay, so you can see the 24 is very difficult. And it gets harder. So it's like a musical piece. It starts in with an intro, kind of calm and peaceful. I guess I could start from this side. And then it starts to peak up and it climaxes to a high point, which is probably all the kicks and all the more difficult movements. Then it tries to resolve itself and then come back down and levels out, and the other way around too. So we had started in the monkey, repulsing of the monkey. It's scary when you first see it because it's a backwards motion. But if you learn how to put your feet and how to put your hands, it can be a real safe motion, okay? So let's move 2 steps forward, and then you'll be able to see me this way, and then we'll repulse going backwards, okay? So to get into Repulse the Monkey, we have to play our lute. That's a transition. So if you can put your left foot on a line, put your right foot on the opposite line, drag your right foot back, 45-degree it, and sit back on your back foot. And the only way you can sit back on your back foot is to alleviate the weight of your front foot and flex the back knee. Then we're ready to copy with our hands. Our left hand is higher. Our right hand is like our right foot. It bends and dips inward. Rather than parallel like this, it dips inward like this. And your weight is on the back. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and do what you are doing. You can relax, do it with me. 2 feet on 2 different lines. Drag the right one back, 45-degree it. Sit back. Get your hands ready. Left hand higher, right hand lower, dipping in, dip down. This is playing your lute. Drop your front foot, center your front hand, look at your back hand that's higher, okay? Weight is always in the back. We did not shift it to the front. What you need to do is do simultaneous motions. Ear, heel, ear, up, toe, heel. There's a zigzag. We're going to look at our front foot. We're going to pivot on the ball of our foot at the same time we meet in the center. The natural thing to do is pull back, push forward. Weight now is naturally on the back. We want to be safe, so we center the right hand. We lift and we bring the back hand to our ear, place it on its toe, down on its heel. When we want to straighten out the front foot, our hands meet in the middle, then they slide back. Okay, let's go a little slower, maybe. Center, higher, glance, weight on the back. Lift up, ear, toe, heel. Pivot the front foot, meet the hand in the middle. Slide forward, slide back. Center, glance, lift, ear, toe, heel. Want to straighten out the front foot on the ball, meet in the center, and back. Let's do one more. You have enough room? All right, that's good. All right. So as you can see, it's sort of, you get a little contorted, and then you feel, well, let's fix that up. So if you can see the different elements, I center, I look at my backhand that's higher, I lift, and my weight is already on the back. It was on the back like this. I did not shift my weight to the front because I do not want it there. If you should do that incorrectly, you will have a hard time doing this. Something's wrong. So I move the foot to the ball, knee in the center, and slide. Naturally doing that, although seemingly a little awkward. Okay? So this movement, because it requires so much detail, it's actually helping me to come this way. So when you're at home and you're in safe ground, you might want to say, this is the thing I'm looking for. This is the thing I want to create, because if I can do it in the best way, it will help me with my balance. How is it helping with my balance? I'm going backwards, I'm centered, I have this higher like a counterbalance. When I lift here, this wants to help me center by consolidating my energy. So then it's this, 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 this. Okay? Can we just concentrate on our feet and just get that, break it down, and then see where our hands will go. So give me a big step forward. Okay? So we're playing our lute. A little hard here, okay? Up, toe, heel, pivot the front foot to the ball of our foot, slide forward, slide back. Lift up, weight on the back, toe, heel, ball of our foot to twist, slide forward, slide back. Weight on the back, lift up, toe, heel, pivot on the ball of our foot, slide forward, slide back. Lift up, toe, heel, pivot, slide. Right? Okay, now turn around and face the clock. And you do it for me and I'll call it out, okay? So only feet. So give me playing the lute. So your right foot is bearing your weight. Your left foot is on its heel. You're gonna lift up the weightless foot, up, toe, heel, pivot on the ball of your front foot, slide forward, slide back, straighten out that back, front knee. Lift up, put it on its toe, heel, pivot on the ball of your foot, slide forward, slide back. Lift up, put it to its toe, heel, pivot the ball of our foot, slide forward, slide back. Last one. Lift up, toe, heel, pivot, slide. 2 to give me your hands. Watch where you're going and backwards, okay? Center the left hand, right hand higher. Putting it together now. Okay? We're repulsing the monkey. Left hand in the center, right hand up higher. Lift up, ear, toe, heel, pivot, slide. Center, open, lift, up, ear, toe, center, slide. So after repulsing of the monkey, we know that we get into grasping of the bird's tail. So we're going to do grasping of the bird's tail, and we're going to concentrate on the next movement, which is cloud hands. Center, higher, lift, up, ear, toe, pivot, slide. Hold your ball, face the road on a T stance. We're going to grasp the bird's tail. Out and to the side, move that ball, push them away. Turn your hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, look back. turn, square, then contact, push, roll back, roll up and forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, do the other side, hold your ball center, out into the side L, push your opponent away, turn your hips and waist, grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back, turn, square contact, push, separate and roll back, and roll forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup. You're now at 12 o'clock. Pivot out to the 9 o'clock. Pivot back out to the 12 T-step. Look at the backhand, that's right hand. You're going to hook it. I'll teach you how to hook. The bottom or left hand is on a cup. You're going to bring it across your face. Step out on L stance. Turn out your palms. This is called single whip. Okay? Half step forward. Sit back. Weight on the back, therefore everything goes to the back. Palms open, front foot is on its toe because all the weight's on the back. You're going to high pat the horse. The horse's mane is in the front of you. You're going to lift up and pat your horse up his mane. Got closer to his ears, okay? You're going to cross at your wrist. You're going to step out to the left on your heel, gather the energy, put it to a cross, and what? Kick out. In, drop gently to your heel, and look through your double punch. Sit back, sit down. Pivot that front foot, turn to the courtyard, left hand outside, left foot up, kick out in line, pull in, hook. And then this leads to a very complicated motion, okay? All right, so what we just did is we have 2 single whips, and after the first single whip, we do cloud hands. So can I do that for you? So we had just finished grasping of the bird's tail. Out and to the side, ward off. Turn the hips and waist, hands go for the ride, sit down, sit back, look back. Turn, square, contact, but only push when you're in the center of your body. Come out, roll back, and roll forward. So now we're getting into a single whip. Sit down, sit back, pivot. This is my 12 o'clock. This is my 9 o'clock. This is my 12 o'clock. This is my T. This is my hook. The left hand comes across the face, steps out on an L, and pushes out. This is the first single whip. Then we get into cloud hands. Okay, can I just do it for you really fast? We know that we have that big clock in front of us. We have 3 rotations of cloud hands, and it goes towards the left. Whereas the 10, we're among 3 blocks, okay? Then we come into a second single whip, T with my feet, hook, the hand comes across the face, steps out on an L, follows that foot, and comes out this way. Then it goes into high pat on the horse. High pat on the horse is something like this, what I just taught you. And it comes out this way, gathers up the energy, right hand, right foot up, kicking out. So as you can see, this is always my post to let me do this. Come in, down on my heel, double punch. Turn, spin, left hand, left foot up, and out, okay? And then serpent in the grass. All right, so let's learn cloud hands, because it's nice. We're at the first single whip. Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, cloud hands. Middle. 9 o'clock, flip meet, close your hands. 12 o'clock, cup in middle. 2, 3 o'clock, open. Flip, middle, flip meet, close your hands. That's rotation 2. middle, flip meet, open, middle, flip meet, close your feet. This is 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, something happens. You hook that hand, the left hand comes across your face, out on an L, pushes out, second single whip. Okay? So how do we, let's work on how do we get to, how is single whip formed? Single whip is formed on an L stance. I have 2 feet on 2 different lines. I drag that 1 foot back. This is my stance, bow, arrow. I use my left hand to match my left foot to push away. The other hand sits not to the side of me, not to the back side of me, because it's twisting me. I want to be straight up. The hand goes not to the side, not to the back, but somewhere slightly back. And what are my fingers doing? The thumb is surrounded by the 4 fingers, lightly gripped, not pursed down, but light. And it hooks because the wrist and the forearm drop, okay? Rather than like something like this, it drops. So there is a definite bend in your elbow, and it feels good. It is usually higher than the front hand. It's usually not the same, but slightly higher. So let's see. Let's do it forward first, and then we can do the sides. 2 feet on 2 different lines, drag the right foot back, set up your bow and your arrow. Left hand mimics your left foot. It can extend a little bit beyond your toes this time, okay? And wearing your mittens, not like this, soft. Right hand sits not to the side, not to the back, but slightly back. Like this, a little higher, surrounding your thumbs with the 4 fingers. This is called single whip. Where's your weight? It's somewhere 50-50, if not 40 in the front, 60 in the back, or 60 in the front and 40 in the back. For our purposes, 50-50. We're going to now face the, turn to face the road, okay? Pivot your front foot, cup, open your hook hand. This is cloud hands. So the left hand's higher, the right hand is lower. The left hand, the top hand has the palm, the bottom hand has the back of your hand. Shift your weight, 12 o'clock, cup, middle. 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Move to the 12 o'clock, cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle or cup. 10, 9, flip the hands, close the feet. Middle. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open, last one. Middle. Flip the hands, close the feet. We're going to get out of cloud hands, middle. Look at the back hand, hook it. Left hand comes across, sweeps across your face. Step out on an L, single whip. Then half step forward. Sit back on your back foot. Now you can lift the front foot, pat your horse up his mane. Cross at the wrist. Step out with your heel. Gather energy up, right hand outside, kick out, pull in, drop gently on your heel, and look through your double punch. Sit back, sit down, pivot all the way to the courtyard, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out in line, hook, and then split. Okay? But read the paper, read the words, but look, what's the difference? I'm reading my paper, I'm studying the words, But hey, I'm doing Tai Chi, so what's the difference in my glance now? Which one do you like better? Do you want to be studious and only watch your fingertips? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to be open and out to the community and out to the audience? So how do you get that vision? You look beyond the tips of your finger, but yet you're following it in line. Who wants to follow you if you're like this? Something's out of sync. So you're, yes, definitely looking at the tips of your top hand, not the bottom hand, but you're looking beyond that out into infinity. And your body, hey, you know what? It's not just a hand motion. It's not just a hand motion. It's definitely something to do with what I'm doing with my, what? Feet? In some ways. But my torso. If I don't move my torso, it becomes a hand motion. Oops, what happened? But if I use my torso, they help me. My hands are set up. They go for the ride. Then you get a more flowing motion. If you get too, if you see only the trees and not the forest, this is how it'll look. Okay, but you want to loosen up, you want to flow, you want to see beyond. Use this stuff that you already warmed up in your warm-up exercise. Can you see that 24 is difficult? 24 is the standard. It's gold. It's the gold standard. We pulled 10 movements to put it into our 10 form. They are so abbreviated. But if we did not learn it correctly with the clock, we did not know how to use our torso, we would be limited and stifled in the 24, which allows us to go many blocks to the left, many blocks to the right. So to learn it correctly and then try to expand on it is ideal, and that's what 24 gives you, okay? Any questions? Because we've passed on a lot. Okay, so let me just pull back. 24 is very difficult. It's hard to teach. It's hard to learn. But because Tai Chi, no matter what form it is, can be learned on various levels, we can say, we can always skim the surface, and then we can always come down and refine 24 movements. And then at that, we can apply the basic principles to all those 24 movements. So don't get discouraged. If you can follow and do 24 movements, that's a plus. If you can't follow, hey, at least you can follow some and you can learn more. It's your journey. It's not a journey within a few minutes, but a lifetime journey, okay? To keep us strong, to keep us building that confidence that we need. Differently. So we all know that the benefits of Tai Chi are not just physical, but mental. So when we have that image or that picture in our mind of what the movement is intended to be, we are then not only putting that in good use with our movements, but it's keeping our mind awake and active, okay? So that's why Tai Chi to me is very ideal in that it's very stimulating. It's not just on one single copying level, but it conjures up feelings, gives us more confidence, and expands our mind, okay? And then yet we have to match it, what we understand, with what we do in our movement. Yang 24, here we go. Good Tai Chi posture, commencing form. Open, rotate, up, deep breath, reverse, relax, make yourself small, hold your ball. We're gonna part the wild horse's mane out into the side, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Half step forward, hold your ball, Spin the ball to the right, lift up your right hand, lift up your left foot, point, set, white crane spreads its wings. Drop your front foot, bisect your body. We're going to multitask, parallel and higher, out with your heel, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee 2. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, final brush knee. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot. We're going to play our lute. To set us up for center the front hand, back hand higher, lift. We're going to Repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel. Pivot to the ball of your foot as you repulse the monkey. Center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel. Meet in the center as you pivot, repulse. Final. Center, higher, lift, toe, heel. Pivot, final. Hold your ball in a T stance. We're going to ward off. Out and to the side, push them away. Give me my space. Turn your hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, contact, center, then push. Roll back. And make yourself small as you give yourself some shape. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center, hold your ball. We're going to push them away. Turn the hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square contact, center, push. Roll back, make yourself small. Spiral forward and have a shape. Sit down, sit back, today's lesson. Pivot, cup, T, cup. Look at your hook. Use your hips and waist to turn out. Single whip. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup, cloud hands, middle, flip meet, close your stance, middle, use your hips and waist, open, set up your hands to let them go for the ride, flip meet, close your stance, middle, look into infinity, open, middle, flip meet, close. Middle T, hook, second, single whip. Half step forward, sit back, pat your horse on his mane, up, cross, out with your left heel, gather that energy, up with your right foot, kick out, pull in, drop gently on your heel, punch him in his ears. Sit back, sit down, pivot to the clock wall, left hand, left foot, up, kick out in line, in hook, split, serpent, slithers through the grass, and comes up, golden cockerel, down, slither again, split, down, veer to the right, set, shift your weight up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball. Maiden shuttles on her weaving loom to the right. Sits back, sits out, holds your ball, and she shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, set up your top hand. You're going to go down to the bottom of the seat to find that needle. One hand, two hands, up with your foot. Start in the middle, flesh arms like a fan. Don't worry about anything. Sit back, sit down, pivot. One sweep up on your toe, deflect to the right, bring it in, parry, punch. Everybody can do the next one because all you're going to do is roll back and roll forward because you are apparently closing and embracing and rotating and pushing and making yourself small as you close your form. All right. Young 24, here we go. Good Tai Chi posture, commencing form. Open, rotate, up, deep breath, reverse, relax, make yourself small. Hold your ball. We're gonna part the wild horse's mane out into the side. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, L stance, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Half step forward, hold your ball, spin the ball to the right, lift up your right hand, lift up your left foot, point, set, white crane spreads its wings. Drop your front foot, bisect your body. We're going to multitask, parallel and higher, out with your heel, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee 2. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, final brush knee. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot. We're going to play our lute. To set us up for center the front hand, back hand higher, lift. We're going to repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel. Pivot to the ball of your foot as you repulse the monkey. Center, higher, lift, ear, toe, heel. Meet in the center as you pivot, repulse. Final. Center, higher, lift, toe, heel, pivot, final. Hold your ball in a T stance. We're going to ward off. Out into the side, push them away. Give me my space. Turn your hips and waist. Grasp the bird's tail. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, contact center, then push. Roll back. And make yourself small as you give yourself some shape. Sit back, sit down, pivot, center, hold your ball. We're going to push them away. Turn the hips and waist. Hands go for the ride. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square contact, center, push. Roll back, make yourself small. Spiral forward and have a shape. Sit down, sit back, today's lesson. Pivot, cup, T, cup. Look at your hook. Use your hips and waist to turn out. Single whip. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup. Cloud hands, middle. Flip meet, close your stance. Middle, use your hips and waist, open. Set up your hands to let them go for the ride. Flip meet, close your stance. Middle, look into infinity. Open, middle. Flip meet, close. Middle T, hook, second, single whip. Half step forward, sit back. Pat your horse on his mane, up, cross, out with your left heel, gather that energy, up with your right foot, kick out, pull in, drop gently on your heel, punch him in his ears. Sit back, sit down, pivot to the clock wall, left hand, left foot, up, kick out in line, in hook, split, serpent, slithers through the grass, and comes up, golden cockerel, down, slither again, split, down, veer to the right, set, shift your weight up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball, maiden shuttles on her weaving loom to the right, sits back, sits out, holds your ball, and she shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, set up your top hand. You're going to go down to the bottom of the seat to find that needle. One hand, two hands, up with your foot. Start in the middle, flesh arms like a fan. Don't worry about anything. Sit back, sit down, pivot. One sweep up on your toe, deflect to the right, bring it in, parry, punch. Everybody can do the next one because all you're going to do is roll back and roll forward because you are apparently closing and embracing and rotating and pushing and making yourself small as you close your form. Okay? Don't worry about anything. Nothing was really taught to you, but that was the whole 24. Okay, good. Good job. See you next time.